Make sure you like and retweet this AMA so that everyone can know and ask your question in the comment section so that we can go through at the end of the AMA. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Let's give the people a few minutes to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Just a quick overview of how we'll be doing this AMA. It will be a little different than our typical ones. I'm going to go over some key points. We have 6 key points that we want to go over this morning. I also have a couple guest speakers who will be joining. So we will go over our key points, and afterwards we will answer questions. All right, let me. Um, Alt, can you request speaker? Or let me see if I can just invite you to speak. For those of you who are just joining right now, welcome. We're just going to give everybody a minute or two more and we'll get started. As I was mentioning earlier, we're going to go over some key points. And after we're done with those talking points, we will have our Q&A session. So we do have one or two guest speakers today who will be going over some of the points with me. So thank you all for joining. We'll give them one more minute and we'll get started. Alt, do you want to do a quick introduction to yourself?
Yeah, let's wait actually a bit because I still have the car full of screaming kids. So I'll
Okay,
do it later. Yeah.
okay, no worries. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nathan. I'm the founder of Devolved AI and AGC. So I'll be going over most of the points, but I have a couple guests who will also be going over some key points. Alt Partisan is one of our top advisors for the project. He'll be going over some of these points shortly as well, but I'll get started with our number one talking point this morning, which is Athena. The progress that we're making with Athena specifically. Uh, our official estimate for completion was Q1 2025, and I've hinted at some stuff in the past about that we're ahead of schedule, and we are. So we wanted to announce that we will be done. Athena will be live and public before the end of the year. So we are months ahead of schedule, and I want to give a huge shout out to our ML team for getting this done so quickly. Building an LLM that has transparent and decentralized aspects is a very difficult undertaking. So they've done an amazing job. We are several months ahead of schedule. So Athena 2 will be public before the end of the year. Um, and it will be accessible through different mediums. We'll have the web app running it, and we will also have an iOS and Android app running it as well. The web app, the iOS, and the Android app are all completed. And so we are just working on the integration and some other components of the LLM itself. But that's exciting news. When we release Athena, we believe it will be one of the most transparent and decentralized LLMs available. What I've noticed is most of these projects that are working on decentralization are working on infrastructure, hardware, GPUs, networking, stuff like that, which is very important. We've noticed at Devolved that we believe there's a lack of focus in the actual decentralized LLM space. So that's obviously our focus. And we are going to show that we've been able to achieve our goal and create the most decentralized and transparent LLM available. And we're going to do that this year. So that's huge news for everybody out there. We're excited to share it with you. And in the coming months, you will see more hints about the actual release date. So keep an eye out for those on our X, our Discord, and our Telegram. Okay, moving on to the second point, which is our 2024 plans. So we're 2.5 months until the end of the year. So our focus for the rest of the year is going to be on releasing Athena, preparing it for public consumption. We're also focusing on EVM compatibility, which I'll go over in a separate point. And we're doing some rebranding as well, uh, which is our third point here. So the primary focus for the rest of the year is to get Athena ready for public consumption and bring some utility to our layer one blockchain. And by uh, EVM compatibility, that will bring a lot of that to the table. So in regards to our mainstream adoption strategy, we are aware that currently Athena, Devolved AI is a crypto focused project. And in order to achieve mainstream adoption for our LLM, we're going to need to shift and focus on adoption strategies for the typical public individual, uh, not so much crypto. So, what we're doing is we have uh, slightly revised our branding strategy, but particularly we're doing a full revamp right now of our website. Anybody who's gone to our website, devolvedai.com, is probably aware that it's heavily crypto focused, Web3 focused. So your regular person just doesn't understand this stuff at all. So we are currently having the website fully redesigned, and that will be done this month as well. So we're excited to share that new redesign with you. The logo stays the same. The name Devolved AI stays the same. You'll just see a website, multi-page website will be coming instead of a single page. The primary sections on the homepage will be focused on conveying information to people in a way that is easy to understand and that captures their interest and gets them to want to use Athena instead of talking about AGC and all the crypto stuff. But it is important to note that we understand that a large portion uh, of our audience is Web3 crypto, related. So we have plenty of sections throughout the site that are dedicated to these individuals. There will be a dedicated page about AGC, a dedicated page about our layer one blockchain, and about a lot of the other Web3 technologies that we're working on, as well as some pages about the actual LLM itself for data scientists, machine learning engineers, etc. So we believe that this new redesign is going to tailor to everybody that it needs to for us to get mainstream adoption for our upcoming LLM. So another thing that we believe will bring us more adoption is bringing utility to our layer one blockchain. Right now, the only utility it has is uh, it records blocks, of course, and it's the ledger for native AGC. We have a lot of validators, and uh, so in order to bring more utility to the layer one, we've integrated EVM compatibility. That is done, and it is currently being audited by Hacken. So Hacken's done all of our other audits, and they're doing this one as well. We expect that the audit will be completed this month. We believe it should be done by the end of the month. If not, then very early in November. But I believe we're on track to have that uh, live this month. We're really hoping for that. Once EVM compatibility is integrated, that will introduce several new features to our layer one. First and foremost, I think that which most people are interested in is being able to move native AGC onto wallets like MetaMask, Trust, and other platforms. So currently, native AGC can be held on MEXC, Subwallet, and our own wallet, Argo Wallet. A lot of our community members have expressed their interest in having a native AGC available on other wallets like MetaMask so that they can cold storage their AGC. So once this audit is done, we will do a runtime upgrade on our blockchain, and then people will be able to move their AGC off of Argo chain and they can put it in an EVM compatible version that can be stored on dozens and dozens of different wallets that people are more familiar with. So that's quite exciting. Uh, and that should be coming as soon as the audit's done and we do the runtime upgrade. That should be immediately available. The second utility of this compatibility is it brings, uh, it gives people the ability to start building software on our layer one. So the ultimate goal for Devolved AI and our blockchain is to integrate an AI system into the foundational level of a blockchain, and that's never been done before. So that's our long-term goal, and we believe that this is a big first step to achieve that goal. Um, when we do this runtime upgrade uh, later this month or early next month, people can begin building software on our blockchain using Solidity, which is the most popular language for building dApps. We have already partnered with a very large company that does hackathons and has tens of thousands of developers in their network. And so we are in talks with them to prepare some big competitions and hackathons once this goes live. So we'll have a bunch of people around the world building innovative ideas and software on our layer one blockchain. So you can expect to see quite a few different hackathons coming up here in the near future. And I'm really excited to see what type of ideas and what will be built on this. So that will bring tremendous utility to our blockchain and to the project as a whole. Because as I said earlier, really right now, just the only utility is it's just a ledger. Um, Also, with the runtime upgrade, we're integrating uh, a very exciting system that we believe long term will prove to be critical to transparency using blockchain technology, and that's storing hashes on our actual blockchain. So when Athena does go live and what we do is we upload the models uh, onto a distributed system, and we take the hash from those models and we store that hash on our layer one blockchain. And what that does is it serves as a proof of training, or a proof of the state of our LLM at any given point. And it's a little technical, so I'm not going to go into it, but it's a very, very good way to kind of prove that the model you're using is 100% transparent. So this, of course, is something that these bigger companies like OpenAI and Claude and even Meta, all these other projects, they don't do something like that. So you can upload an LLM onto Hugging Face, but when you upload it and store a hash on a blockchain, like we're going to do on Argo Chain, it's i- it's absolute irrefutable evidence of the state of our LLM. So that's another part of the utility that will come with EVM being released here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we're very, very excited about that part. That's going to prove to play a critical role in the long-term success and transparency of Athena. And we think that that's going to be widely accepted and probably used by other projects after we show how important it is to be transparent like this. So lots of exciting things coming up here in the next few weeks. What I want to do now is I want to hand it off to Alt Partisan so he can go over some of the key points of our university partnership. Briefly, for those of you who aren't aware, uh, Alt is one of our top advisors, and he's the one who orchestrated this partnership that we have with the AI University. And I'm really excited about the things coming up with that. He's the expert in this area, so I'm going to go ahead and let him go over all of the important points with that.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Hello, everyone. Some of you may know me, some of you may follow me, but a couple more words to myself and my background. 5 years in crypto now. I run my own incubator, helping projects to evolve. I have plus 20 years system integrator consulting experience at Accenture, and thought I'd bring that to this industry, to this young industry, and been supporting Devolved since beginning of the year. Very intrigued by the vision and the direction, and figured, okay, let's see how can I contribute with my old real world contacts and networks. And as part of that, we started talking to this university. It's a German university focused on AI and data. And I showed them what Devolved is capable of doing. And essentially, we came to agreement to collaborate on multiple dimensions. The first is sort of what we
Can't hear you, Alt. You're not coming through. There you are.
uh,
Hello.
yeah, okay, back
Go
again
ahead.
now. Thanks. Okay, yeah. Um, we collaborate in multiple ways. We give a seminar on the importance of decentralized AI and the benefits and where the journey is going, to the future smart minds entering the AI field. I think that's an important contribution.
And it is
Then,
it quickly, isn't that seminar coming up soon?
yeah, the seminar is on the 11th of, on the 4th of November. That's correct. That's the first seminar. Yeah.
Okay.
Eh,
Yeah, and our lead ML will be doing that seminar, so that's
Correct.
going to be pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
And it's a 4 hour seminar, so it's jam packed with information. Also, having some interactive elements to it, where we actually really show how this works, yeah, to how creating models work. Speaking of interactive, this university puts a lot of emphasis on giving their students practical experience. So the next collaboration point that we identified is actually building out an element of our LLM that gives the university its own mirrored instance of the master LLM, which they can load up with their data. And in that environment, in that silo or an LLM instance, create models, dApps, have their own version of ChatGPT that interacts with their university data, the master LLM data, but they decide which data flows back out into the LLM. And they find this a very, very interesting proof of concept. And if it's successfully developed, they plan to make this the master LLM for the university to use because it allows them.
You're cutting off again, Alt.
Yeah,
There you
sorry,
go.
that's, yeah. Um, so to collaborate with institutional partners, because a lot of partners say, hey, AI, we like to co-develop with the university, but it's proprietary stuff, it's sensitive stuff, and they don't want to see that interact with the Chat GPT or OpenAI or any of those. And they're going to set a precedence with our solution and show to institutional and industrial players in the German market, hey, we have jointly with Devolved created a solution for our university that protects that, yeah, your information and interaction with AI. And that's a very strong solution that we have identified. There's a need for it. Yeah, we did some research. About 20% of all global companies do not permit their employees to interact with OpenAI or ChatGPT for that reason. Because either the data is too sensitive, they don't want it to go out, too proprietary, by default. Often it's been proven employees don't think always as you want them to. They'll upload something highly sensitive and ask ChatGPT to summarize it or make it look more glossy for a board level report. Um, and then they have leaked intelligence. For all these companies, we feel that with this LLM instance that we will create in the future, a go-to-market offering, we have something really, really tangible, very interesting to B2B customers. And you will see a lot more of that coming. The university will be sort of our first proven use case. We've already in negotiation with multiple other universities on this. And yeah, we feel very confident that with Outlook 2025, this institutional side of AI will become a very relevant second leg for Devolved AI to stand on.
Yes,
That's
and it's just let me point out that the trust comes from blockchain in this instance. So what we're
correct.
doing is using blockchain, we're able to prove the integrity of our systems. So it's not just like OpenAI who says, trust us, we're not looking at your data. So when we tell these people, trust us, we're not looking at your data, here's proof. And that's how we use our blockchain by hashing the actual files our systems run on. Any engineer can go in there and they can confirm themselves that yes, this system is built using these files and therefore it can be trusted.
Correct. And that way, this silo is a safe environment for companies to interact with the master LLM and enrich it with their data, but make sure system proof, system confirmed that their data doesn't go back into the master LLM. And that's a very unique feature. And I think that will definitely make some headwinds.
Yes, yes, so do I. I agree. So that's this is, I believe that the university angle is going to prove to be critical to what we're doing. The university also is going to provide us with some resources on their end from some students who want to assist us in developing different
Correct.
aspects of this.
Yeah,
So that's
we
also another exciting part.
yeah, we get 3 students for 3 months, and that's just this first semester. So obviously, I'm confident that will continue in the future. They also have offered then obviously to co-publish the results in the function that universities publish research on these type of activities. So we're also looking forward to that. And then while we're at it, I've actually excited some of my former Accenture colleagues enough about it that we may see some movement there with folks joining to actually help drive and develop and advance this idea. So let's see.
Very good. Well, thank you for elaborating on the university stuff. I'm sure people will appreciate the efforts that we're making and the progress as well in that area.
Yeah, welcome.
All
And
right.
I'll be over in 2 weeks to at headquarters for a whole week to strategize and specify more of all the things that I just hinted on. So this becomes a real proper plan for the coming year. Looking forward to seeing
Yes,
you
we're
guys.
excited. We're excited to have you here in a couple weeks. All right. Thank you, Alt. I'm going to continue with the last 2 points we have here, then we'll wrap this thing up. For 2025, let me just go over the vision of what we have in mind for what it's going to be. So I think 2025 is going to be uh, one of the biggest year for AI as of now. I'm sure you all understand that AI is making exponential progress on a monthly basis right now. The, the consensus has recently went from AGI being about 5 years away to now being about 2 to 3 years away. So we're we're excited about that. For those of you who don't know, AGI is going to basically be an AI system that is more intelligent than any human, and we're making real progress towards that. I believe, as most of you know, our mission is to decentralize AI because I believe that something that powerful shouldn't be controlled by a corporation like Microsoft or these other big companies who do everything completely hidden. We want to make it fully transparent and fully decentralized. So there are steps to doing this because right now there are a lot of difficulties in decentralizing AI. So we're taking this step by step, and when we release Athena this year, we believe that will be a pretty big first step. So what we will have in the first Athena is it will be uh, I'm not sure if it's the first AI to do this, but it will be one of the only AI core LLMs that uses blockchain technology to prove its integrity and transparency. So It will also be one of the first AIs that is built off of a community effort. Athena, all data sets that Athena is trained and fine-tuned on are submitted by the community. And so this first step is to show that a global effort of individuals can work to create an LLM in a transparent way, and that's what we're on track to achieve this year. So 2025 is going to be focused on the infrastructure that's required to do this in a decentralized fashion. Right now, AI systems are trained using centralized servers, and the decentralization of that has proven to be complicated. There are issues with uh, the latency of these systems, the complexity of trying to build these large GPU networks is just proving to be very, very difficult. So 2025, we will focus on building the decentralized training system, scaling it, and as well as creating an inference system that is fully decentralized as well. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the inference is how the AI, the LLM responds. So when you ask ChatGPT, for example, a question and it responds, that's the inference system doing that. Right now, they are all centralized systems. A bunch of GPUs in some server farms are responding. And to decentralize that is extremely complicated. That's an area that needs to be solved. And 2025, we're going to solve the decentralized training system as well as the inference. Once we get those things done next year, the AI will be truly decentralized. Everything from training, fine tuning to the AI actually responding and being hosted is going to be on a distributed network around the world. And that will be a truly decentralized AI. And we believe that we're on track to be the first fully decentralized LLM that ever exists. So that's our vision for 2025. And to make an announcement on that front, I'm excited to let everybody know that we have devised a new uh, decentralized training system that has never been done before. What we found when we've been doing research over the past 6 months is there are dozens and dozens of companies trying to create decentralized GPU training networks. We've had calls with quite a few of these different companies working on this problem, and the consensus is the technology or the ability to do this in an efficient manner simply is not there. After doing a lot of research ourselves, we came to the same conclusion. So, after a lot of brainstorming and a lot of research, we have devised a system that is truly decentralized in nature, and we are already about 25% done with it. So, uh, we're very excited to release this new system. I don't expect that it will be done by the end of the year, but definitely in Q1 of 2025, this new decentralized training system will be live. And it is unlike anything the world has ever seen. Uh, we're so confident in this that we are also going to be releasing a paper to an AI journal when it is done, explaining what we've done, how we've done it, and why we believe this is critical to the future of decentralized AI. Because as all of you know, uh, this project, we share everything we do. We keep all our code open source, and we're going to continue in that fashion because we don't want to just do this for the betterment of Devolved, but we want to do this for the betterment of AI in general. So You guys are going to be mind blown by what we're achieving, and when we release this in the coming months, I personally think it's going to be a game changer for the decentralized AI space. I'm not going to go into details about it right now because I want to keep uh, we're still working on a lot of the components, and I want to make sure that we are able to release this, to be the first to release something like this. I would imagine that after we do it, a lot of other people are going to replicate what we've done because it's so efficient and effective at uh, training these AI systems in a decentralized fashion. So that's some pretty exciting news. Uh, Maybe, just maybe, we can have this running by end of year, but if not, then Q1 2025 for sure. I'm confident we'll have that running. So we'll drop little hints here and there about the progress we're making, but that's going to be the game changer, I think, for what we're doing. So excited to share that with you. Excited to have got the opportunity to go over all of these points. And I think 2025 is going to be a monstrous year for AI in general. And we plan on being at the top of that, competing with everyone else. So uh, now, Devi, if you want, let's go ahead and start taking some questions. We'll do the Q&A session now. Debbie, can you go ahead and start going over some of the questions?
Yep. I'm just looking at the question. Mm, I'm not able to find any questions because yeah. One more thing, guys. If you have question, you can just like request to speak or ask your question in the comment section, and I will go through it. So the one question is from about the exchange. Of course, there must be more exchange listing like Coco and Bitcat to give people opportunity to buy UGC more easily. Because he's saying MEXC alone is not enough. So your views, Nate?
Yeah, I agree. So native AGC right now is only available on MEXC. You can still buy AGC on Polygon, the Polygon version, and the bridge will stay open until the end of the year. So that's an available option right now. Once we get EVM compatibility integrated here in the next couple weeks, we're going to focus heavily on setting up a liquidity pool on Ethereum chain via Uniswap. So that's a top priority of ours, just because we have a lot of our bigger investors have requested that we get this on Uniswap, and a DEX would make a native AGC available to everybody to buy and sell. So um, we're going to try to get that done as quickly as possible. And then after that, when the time is right, we will start looking into new exchange listings as well. The problem is a lot of these people who want these listings are in areas like where MEXC doesn't work in the US or Canada, but the other exchanges also don't work in those same areas. So it's a difficult problem to solve because of regulations, but we will look more into getting on another exchange. But until then, we plan on listing on Uniswap with the ETH chain.
There is another question. So his question is about Nathan. I heard from one of the community member is that in near future you gonna list on Nasdaq,
List on what?
Nasdaq, the US stock exchange. Uh,
Um, I don't know where that was came from. I mean, uh, that's the reason, one of the reasons why I started this company, and it's listed as a C corporation. So yeah, long term, we would like to get listed on an exchange like that. That's probably many years away though. So not sure why people are talking about that, but as we continue to make progress over the coming years, getting listed on NASDAQ is a very difficult task. But as things progress and we make huge leaps forward, yeah, that's something that I plan on doing.
There is one another question from Andrew. His question is, well done on the progress so far. Do you intend the vision of Devolved AI to extend beyond crypto? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so the whole purpose of Devolved AI, it's an AI project. And I know we got started. I had to start this project as a crypto project just because uh, I I didn't want to raise money from venture capital. So what I did was I took a very small pre-seed round of $75,000, and this is what we've achieved with that small amount of money. So, in order to do that, we had to launch as a crypto project, and AGC has been monumental in the efforts that the success we've made, and our ability to continue moving forward. But this inherently is an AI project. So, with the new with the new strategies coming up for mainstream adoption, which by the way, I forgot to mention, we do have a full-time marketing specialist joining our team here in Los Angeles. He starts this week. So marketing has been one of our weaker spots as I've been more heavily focused on development, and I do understand the importance of marketing, of course. So we've finally found someone qualified to do marketing for us. So that individual will be joining this week, and we'll be pushing for mainstream adoption on these bigger social platforms like Facebook, where it's a lot easier to get people to sign up to use an AI like ours. So we will start to, you'll see the shift, especially with the website, to where we start focusing on the AI components of the project and what makes us a formidable force in the upcoming months, and in 2025. So expect to see that shift because we are an AI project.
When does marketing start? People need to know about our product. This question is from Mobius.
Marketing starts this week. So we have a marketing specialist. I coming into our headquarter office. He will be there full time, and he will begin this week in all kinds of different marketing tactics uh, aimed at both the Web3 space and the mainstream space. So this individual has been working in crypto for, I believe, 7 years. He is very experienced in Web3 marketing as well as traditional marketing. So we're going to hit both of those areas starting this week.
There are a couple of questions raising. So one of the question is, can we do it on Base for cheaper fees? Base is growing rapidly and will be supporting project as it is backed by Coinbase. Higher chances of T1 listing.
Um, I don't, if the person is talking about using Base over Ethereum, I don't think that that's going to be something we would do. The good news is that we are integrating Wormhole into native AGC, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, Wormhole enables you to wrap. For example, in this case, you'll be able to wrap AGC on over 25 different blockchains. And I believe that Base is probably one of those. I'm not sure. But if somebody wants to create a liquidity pool on Base, they'll be able to wrap their AGC. It takes 2 minutes to wrap your AGC onto a different chain, and they can create an LP there themselves. And there's a lot of money to be made in these liquidity pools. You can make 10,000, $20,000 a month in fees easily. So I welcome that person to create an LP on Base if they think that it's important. But for now, our plan is to list this on Uniswap via the ETH chain.
Another question is like when will be the Condesk interview will be live?
The CoinDesk interview uh, is was a general introduction. I went over everything with the project, and um, I don't know how I don't know how to say this, so I'm not going to say it. But we have something in the works with CoinDesk that we discussed. When the time is right, you will all know about it. But I don't think I should say more than that right now on CoinDesk.
Do we plan to try to get listed on Binance program?
Yeah, we tried that when they had the program months ago. Never heard back from them. So I think that they focus on much larger projects. But as we continue to make progress, we will uh, start reaching out to more and more of these programs. But right now, I don't think that we're at a large enough level to gain that type of attention.
What will be the task of new marketing guy? What idea does he have a reach to reach a larger group of people? Will you open up to Asian market and how?
The last part of the question, yes. So the hackathons that we're doing with a company called Tintin Land that we hired, they have a very, very large Asian access to a large Asian market. So yeah, we'll be covering that part. In regards to what the marketing person will be doing, I'm not sure. I'm not the marketing expert. He's the marketing expert. So he will come up with a strategy when he starts work this week, and we'll go over it. Once I learn more about that strategy, I'll probably share that information online, but it's just basic things like doing, managing our socials better. Right now, we're just basically using X. We don't use any of our other socials. We don't use Facebook. We don't use Instagram. We don't use Reddit. We don't use TikTok. All these different channels that have pretty large Web3 markets. So I'd imagine that he's going to want to start posting and engaging on all socials. I'm going to be speaking with him about getting a very serious ambassador program going where we have uh, respected Web3 voices who are constantly out there talking about us, and then doing some more standardized marketing, paid marketing. Right now, we don't do any paid marketing at all. So we'll probably start doing some marketing on X and maybe some of these other channels. But I'm going to leave that up to him to decide, and then we'll share some of that as we learn more.
There is one more question related to marketing. So what happened to the 100K goal marketing campaign?
What's that? What other what?
So it's the question is from Prestige Node. This question is what happened to 100K goal marketing campaign?
With that marketing campaign, we did some marketing at that. Not all 100K, but we spent a substantial amount to do a test run, and the results were very minimal. Unfortunately, we went through a pretty large downturn in the crypto markets. So uh, when we quickly realized that paid marketing was not worth doing, so we paused that and saved us ourselves a bunch of money. Once we feel that the market conditions have turned and sentiment is trending upward longer term, then we'll go ahead and get back to that. But as of right now, even still, I know Bitcoin's up a lot today. Markets are still very, very choppy. Sentiment goes up and down wildly. So there's no clear direction of an uptrend in sentiment. And we need that to spend that much money. Otherwise, it's just a complete waste.
So another question is when will you finish all the features in Devolved AI native wallet?
The wallet,
Um,
um,
yeah,
mm, we have, I'd say we'll probably be done with all of the features this year. We're done with about 80% of them right now. and have just been testing things. So you could expect to see all those probably before end of year.
Okay. So another question is from Mobius. His question is, can we build some kind of pump fund platform on AGC? This platform currently make daily more in fees than Ethereum and Solana blockchain. Fees would be used to further building or marketing and help faster adoption of Argo chain.
The question is, can we build what?
So his question is, can we build some kind of pump fund platform on AGC?
Um, if you're talking about building something on or at like a DApp, once
No,
EVM compatible.
he's talking about some kind of pump fund platform. I'm not sure what does he mean by that.
Yeah,
Obvious,
I don't know what that
yes.
means.
Okay, we can skip this. I'm looking on X. Yeah. So another question is from Andrew. Um, How do you see greater institutional adapt of our technology? Nate?
Uh, yes, what was the question?
Yeah, so the question is, um, the future of Devolved AI is very bright beyond school university. How do you see greater institutional adoption of our technology?
Uh, the adoption by institutional level interest is going to come, I believe, as soon as we prove the scalability of our decentralized training system. So once we make this, before we make our new decentralized training system public, we're going to do extensive testing so that when we do release it, because as I said earlier, we are going to be releasing this new technology to an AI journal, and we're going to need to show some proof that it has the ability to scale rapidly. So I think once we're able to prove that and then make the system live, I think that that's all it's going to take to get institutional interest. So the way that we've created this new decentralized training system, it's designed to scale very efficiently and effectively compared to other decentralized AI systems that are just not they're not functional. They're too complicated. There's a lot of lag in the system that doesn't communicate right. So once we make this system public, I believe, and people see that we're experiencing what I think will be exponential adoption of the system, then institutions will want to hop on boards early on so that they can gain access to this large compute power that we're going to be able to achieve.
Yeah, and coupled with the university proof of concept, essentially, and them releasing a paper about it, receiving institutional validation that our concept of having a master LLM mirrored for them and giving them a safe space to populate that with their data and create AI dApps and models out of it. Recall the number that I mentioned at the beginning. 20% of all enterprises in the world don't allow access to OpenAI for data sensitivity reasons. That's a humongous market. If we can just capture a fraction of that with our solution, and obviously one of our ambitions will be to have it set up in a way that it is highly scalable, very, very fast to implement. Um, this is going to definitely create a lot of interest. The demand is there. But, we're a very young project. It's as Nathan outlined, it's very important at this phase that we're at to create proof that what we claim and are out to achieve, we're capable of doing. And that's the next step we're taking now. And then after that, the growth will more or less can more or less come automatically. Obviously, we need to let the world then know that this technology is there, but we already have plans and initial concepts how to achieve that. But that's not imminent to work out right now. But we have a plan on it.
Yes, very well said. We have one person who's been waiting to speak. Let me add him so he can ask his questions. MD Sagor Ahmed,
And
let him join real.
till then, Nate, can you have a look on Discord AMA question? There is some
Yeah.
explanation about Pump Fund platform.
Uh, yeah, so creating a platform like Pump Fund to trade memes on our chain or Ethereum to make money and bring adoption. Yeah, that's uh, once our chain is EVM compatible in the next 2 to 3 weeks, anybody in the world can create a platform like Pump Fund and to trade memes on our chain. They just have to write the code and it'll be on our chain. So if somebody wants to do that, that's fine. If the community wants us to do it, they can vote on it. Once we get our DAO up and running, which I hope will be done this year, and then if the community votes for us to create something like that, then we'll do it ourselves. Otherwise, if someone wants to create that, go ahead once it's live. And it looks like we lost that person. Is there any more questions, Debbie?
Let me have a final look.
It looks like if we can bridge another 3 minutes, we have Project W joining, who wanted to say some words about, supporting our journey for more or less the whole year. So let's see if we can fill the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll briefly go over as well the NFTs. Um, I haven't spoken about that in a while. For those of you who aren't aware, we are launching an NFT collection called the Argonauts. That designs are done. We're just having some minor modifications completed. NFT contracts require a lot of logical thought. So there's some logical issues, but the designs are done themselves. The NFTs are amazing. They're going to come with tons of utility as well. And we're giving away these NFTs are completely free to AGC holders. So anybody interested in getting these Argonauts NFTs, they will be free. And if you have one of these NFTs, you'll gain access to a lot of really cool utilities. Some of these things that we're considering are things like being able to stake your AGC to earn APY, um, uh, possibly lower to no gas fees on our chain, access to special voting systems, early access to new features, and all kinds of different stuff. So NFTs are pretty cool. I know they're not that popular these days, but we're going to make sure to bring lots of utility with them for our chain. And we also, by the way, are giving away over $100,000 in prizes for this. So we are giving away an original CryptoPunk NFT, a Bored Ape Yacht Club, and a Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFT to people. All of the details of that giveaway have been shared quite a few times. If you're not aware with it, go and Telegram and ask, and one of our mods will share the link with you.
Maybe to bridge the time also, so hopefully he can join in 1 or 2 minutes. One of the one of the ideas we are preparing also is like a guerrilla marketing campaign, reaching out to plus 100 university student clubs. As part of my incubator, I have established contacts to many because they are obviously known as early adopters. And with this project, to get adoption, you need to get to the early adopters, people who are interested in going the extra leg of trying something new versus by default running onto ChatGPT, and they talk about it. Um, and these are the people we're trying. These are the people that we're going to specifically try to target as part of that initiative and others that we will be driving with the marketing lead as he comes in on Wednesday. Um, so let's see what fruits that carries. But you see, our thinking goes much beyond just the crypto community.
Right. And just to mention briefly as well, I forgot to mention earlier that we
Yeah,
built our own API for Athena, and we actually mirrored it off of the same
yeah, Mavi.
API that Alt, can you mute your we mirrored our API off of the same API that ChatGPT uses. So people will literally be able to just replace the API they're using with ours, and if they were able to integrate OpenAI's system, they'll be able to integrate ours in almost the exact same fashion because we built our API to mirror theirs to make it easier for people to try our LLM and our system. So I think that that will make entry difficulty very low for, especially because GPT is, you know, the most popular system there is, at least for their API. Devi, any more questions?
No. Well, yeah, there is one more. Will this 50 legendary NFT be minted the same as the other?
Yeah, the legendary NFTs. So there will be 10,000 NFTs, 50 one of ones, which I don't know if that's what they meant by legendary, but yeah, when you mint an NFT, you have a chance of getting one of the legendary ones. If you're lucky, you'll get one of the 50. Otherwise, it'll just build the other ones. There will be rankings on all of them as well. So there's very rare traits and there are very common traits.
Yeah, that's it. No more question.
All right.
Yeah, I'm monitoring if Project W is coming online, but I don't see him right now. So I had conveyed the wrong time to him, unfortunately. So this one is on me.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up then. It's been an hour now, so I think we've shared quite a bit of information. Uh, the the rest of this year is going to be monumental for us. I'm excited that we get to share all of these big achievements we've been working on. We're tirelessly working on this stuff, so we're excited to start sharing it all with you guys as it goes through these audits that we're in right now. Because as I've always said, security is more important than anything when it comes to blockchain. So we have to make sure we take our time and get this stuff checked very closely before we release it. So 2024 is going to be great. The rest of this year and 2025 is going to change the AI game for everyone, and we plan on being a top player by the end of next year. So wherever you guys are at in the world, thank you for joining and have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Goodbye.
See you till next
Bye.
time.